It's people first, technology after.
Yeah. So you
And what's
study the
happening right
situation
now.
first, right?
Right. Yeah. And the approach that, our system is an agentic system. So think of it like Grammarly, that works alongside you and your flow. So this is our agentic system. It's not just guiding people through the process, but it also is, providing the interventions and nudges in context of their workflow. But the point is about companies not just throwing technology at a problem, but really focusing on how to empower and advance their people first.
How do you think people are, reacting to your solutions? Um, is there a case of, here's the return on investment, we've improved by X, we
Hmm.
shed cost, we improved the bottom line, the team is doing better,
Yeah.
and the worry that is most teams are worried about is, did we have to fire anybody in the process?
Mhm. Yeah. Yeah, so we when we work with clients, we first start with a diagnostic that it's a proprietary diagnostic that kind of measures the current baseline of where are they, where are their people, where are their processes, where the level of automation that they have, and so that gives us a sense of where the real gaps and opportunities are. What we found is, at the end of 90 days, when we use this diagnostic again, we see an 80% improvement consistently, at least a minimum of 80% transformation in that, meaning that the people feel more empowered and aligned. Teams have completely redone their processes, and there's a lot more adoption of the tools and usage depending on the functional area that we work with. So a couple of examples that I'll give is whether it was a sales team that kind of went through this process and they were able to speed up not only their entire end-to-end sales pipeline because they were able to reinvent that and leverage tools, but the volume of what they were able to handle dramatically increased with the same headcount. And that ability to increase your revenue, because without adding more cost to the sales department and actually handle a ton more deal flow or a ton more client management, that's game changing. Same thing with an engineering department that we work with, where it was interesting how these are engineers that were struggling with the adoption a lot of the coding tools because it made them feel less valued. And so but because we started with the people part, there was an aha moment that they go through where they're like, oh wait, this is actually empowering me to discover ways of innovating instead of someone from the outside, some expensive consultant coming in and deciding to fire me and replace me, and I didn't even have a chance at optimizing what I do,
Hmm.
right? Of how I could shed things that are tactical, repetitive, or pattern driven that AI can do, and how I can move to higher value tasks. So with that, when they go through that sort of self discovery and the empowerment that this is not about replacing, this is actually giving me the power to figure it out myself. And through that, I can actually move to higher value tasks. I can move to focusing more on relationship building or client management and problem solving and decision making and things like that, instead of the grunt work that was taking up so much of my time. So the shift in, first there's capacity that gets released, and then they get to then deploy that release capacity into higher value tasks, and by that basically making themselves more valuable. So we see it as a way to actually preserve jobs and move people into becoming more valuable, and at the same time driving grassroots innovation across an organization.